Installing a heavy residential fixture with a pipe support requires careful planning and execution. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you through the process. Firstly, gather your materials and tools. You'll need wire rated for the fixture's weight and electrical load, electrical tape, a stud finder, a joist hanger with bolts, a wrench, a drill and drill bits, a screwdriver or impact driver, and wire nuts. Secondly, identify a suitable location. Use the stud finder to locate a ceiling joist near the center of the area where you want to mount the fixture. This joist will provide the necessary support. Thirdly, install a joist hanger. Attach your joist hanger to the ceiling joist using bolts. A hanger should be sized to accommodate the pipe and wire. Ensure the hanger is securely fastened to the joist. Fourthly, bring the wire up. Feed the wire through the ceiling box and into the attic. Ensure there is enough wire to reach the joist hanger with some slack for connections. Fifthly, wrap the wire on the pipe. Strip 1 inch of insulation from the ends of the wire. Wrap the wires around the 1/4 inch pipe, starting from the bottom and working upwards. Secure the wires using electrical tape to ensure a tight and insulated connection. Sixthly, install the fixture. Lift the fixture into place and slide the pipe into the joist hanger. The hanger should support the majority of the fixture's weight. Make sure the pipe is properly seated in the hanger. Seventhly, connect the wires. Inside the fixture, connect the house wires to the fixture wires using wire nuts. Ensure all connections are secure and properly insulated. Eighthly, support the fixture. If the fixture is particularly heavy, consider using additional support such as a chain or hanger rod. Attach the support to a ceiling joist or the joist hanger. This provides extra stability and prevents strain on the electrical connections. Ninthly, secure the pipe. Once the fixture is in place, tighten the bolts on the joist hanger to secure the pipe and fixture. This ensures the fixture is firmly attached and won't move. It is important to consider a few key points during the installation process. Firstly, always use a wire with a higher amperage rating than the fixture requires to account for potential surges or overloads. This provides an extra margin of safety and prevents the wire from overheating. Secondly, double-check all electrical connections before turning on the fixture. Ensure all wire nuts are securely fastened and that there are no exposed wires. Thirdly, if you are uncomfortable with any part of the installation, consult a qualified electrician. Working with electricity can be dangerous, and it's always best to err on the side of caution. For heavy fixtures, consider using a helper to assist with lifting. This makes the installation process easier and safer. Be aware of any obstacles in the attic, such as ductwork or pipes, that may interfere with the wire or hanger. Plan your route carefully to avoid these obstacles. Also, always turn off the power at the circuit breaker before starting any electrical work. This prevents electric shock. Make sure the ceiling joist is strong enough to support the weight of the fixture. If you are unsure, consult a structural engineer or contractor. When wrapping the wire around the pipe, ensure the wires are tightly wound and securely taped. This prevents the wires from loosening and causing a short circuit. Use the appropriate size wire nuts for the gauge of the wires being connected. This ensures a secure and reliable connection. If the fixture has a grounding wire, be sure to connect it to the grounding wire in the ceiling box. This provides an extra layer of safety. After the installation is complete, test the fixture to ensure it is working properly. Turn on the power at the circuit breaker and check to see if the light turns on. If the light does not turn on, check all connections to make sure they are secure. If you are installing multiple fixtures, plan the wiring layout carefully to ensure that all fixtures are properly powered. Use a level to ensure the fixture is hanging straight. This improves the appearance of the installation. If the fixture is adjustable, adjust it to the desired position after installation. Consider using a dimmer switch to control the brightness of the fixture. This can help save energy and extend the life of the bulb. If you are installing a ceiling fan, be sure to use a fan-rated ceiling box. These boxes are designed to support the weight and vibration of a ceiling fan. If you are installing a fixture in a damp location, such as a bathroom, be sure to use a fixture that is rated for damp locations. These fixtures are designed to withstand moisture. When working in the attic, be sure to wear appropriate safety gear such as a dust mask and gloves. Attics can be dusty and dirty. If you are not comfortable working in the attic, consider hiring a professional electrician to do the installation for you. Installing a heavy residential fixture with a pipe support can be a challenging task, but with careful planning and execution, it can be done safely and effectively. Remember to always follow safety precautions and consult a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns. Additional tips to consider include: firstly, checking local electrical codes before starting the installation. The electrical codes vary by location, and it's important to ensure that your installation complies with local regulations. Secondly, using a voltage tester to confirm that the power is off before working on any electrical connections. This is a crucial safety precaution that can prevent electric shock. Thirdly, properly labeling all wires to avoid confusion during installation. This can save time and prevent mistakes. Fourthly, using a fish tape to pull the wire through the ceiling box and into the attic. This can make the wiring process easier and more efficient. Fifthly, ensuring that the joist hanger is properly aligned with the ceiling joist. This ensures that the fixture is securely supported. Sixthly, using a torque wrench to tighten the bolts on the joist hanger to the manufacturer's specifications. This prevents the bolts from being over-tightened or under-tightened. Seventhly, applying a small amount of anti-seize compound to the bolts before tightening them. This prevents the bolts from seizing up over time. Eighthly, inspecting the wire for any signs of damage before installing it. Damaged wire should be replaced immediately. Ninthly, using a wire stripper to remove the insulation from the wires. This ensures a clean and reliable connection. Tenthly, twisting the wires together before applying the wire nuts. This creates a stronger and more secure connection. 11thly, using a wire nut tool to tighten the wire nuts. This ensures that the wire nuts are properly tightened. 12thly, wrapping the wire nuts with electrical tape for added insulation. This provides an extra layer of safety. 13thly, carefully tucking the wires into the ceiling box after making the connections. This prevents the wires from being damaged. 14thly, using a level to ensure that the fixture is hanging straight. This improves the appearance of the installation. 15thly, cleaning up any debris after the installation is complete. This leaves the work area neat and tidy. By following these tips, you can ensure that your heavy residential fixture is installed safely and properly. Remember to always prioritize safety and consult a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns. One point to consider is the weight rating of the ceiling box itself. Standard ceiling boxes are typically rated for supporting fixtures up to 50 pounds. For a fixture weighing 100 pounds, a heavy-duty ceiling box is necessary. These boxes are designed to be directly mounted to the ceiling joist and can support significantly more weight. Also, the type of wiring used is critical. For a heavy fixture, ensure that the wire gauge is appropriate for the electrical load and the distance from the circuit breaker. Refer to the National Electrical Code, or NEC, Table 310.15b16 for ampacity ratings of conductors. Using undersized wire can lead to overheating and potentially a fire hazard. When connecting the wires, ensure that the wire nuts are properly sized for the number and gauge of wires being connected. The wire nuts should be UL listed and designed for the specific application. After making the connections, gently tug on each wire to ensure that it is securely held by the wire nut. Furthermore, consider using a chain or cable to provide additional support for the fixture. Attach the chain or cable to the ceiling joist and to the fixture itself. This will help to distribute the weight of the fixture and reduce the strain on the electrical connections. If the fixture is located in a high-traffic area, consider installing a wire guard to protect the wiring from damage. A wire guard is a metal or plastic cage that surrounds the wiring and prevents it from being accidentally bumped or pulled. Before starting the installation, inspect the ceiling joist to ensure that it is in good condition. If the joist is damaged or deteriorated, it may need to be repaired or replaced before the fixture can be installed. When drilling holes in the ceiling joist, be careful not to drill too deep or to damage any existing wiring or plumbing. Use a drill bit that is slightly smaller than the diameter of the bolts being used to attach the joist hanger. After the installation is complete, test the fixture with a multimeter to ensure that it is properly grounded and that there are no short circuits. A multimeter can be used to measure the voltage, current, and resistance of the electrical circuit. Finally, always follow the manufacturer's instructions for installing the fixture. The manufacturer's instructions will provide specific guidance on how to install the fixture safely and correctly. If you are unsure about any aspect of the installation, consult a qualified electrician. Furthermore, consider the type of light bulb that the fixture uses. Some light bulbs, such as incandescent bulbs, generate a lot of heat. If the fixture is enclosed, the heat can build up and potentially damage the fixture or the wiring. Consider using LED bulbs, which generate much less heat and are more energy efficient. Also, consider the location of the fixture in relation to other objects in the room. Ensure that the fixture is not too close to any flammable materials such as curtains or furniture. The fixture should also be located in a position where it will provide adequate lighting for the room. When installing the fixture, be careful not to damage the ceiling. Use a ladder or scaffolding to reach the ceiling safely. Protect the ceiling with a drop cloth to prevent it from being scratched or stained. If the fixture is being installed in a bathroom or other damp location, ensure that the fixture is rated for damp locations. These fixtures are designed to withstand moisture and prevent electrical shock. Before starting the installation, obtain all necessary permits from the local building department. Some jurisdictions require permits for electrical work. After the installation is complete, have the work inspected by a qualified electrical inspector. This will ensure that the installation complies with local electrical codes. In summary, installing a heavy residential fixture with pipe support requires careful planning, proper tools, and a thorough understanding of electrical safety principles. By following these guidelines and taking the necessary precautions, you can ensure that the fixture is installed safely and correctly. Remember, if you are ever unsure about any aspect of the installation, consult a qualified electrician. Remember that safely installing a heavy fixture involves more than just the electrical connections. Structural support is equally crucial. Therefore, several points warrant repeating for emphasis. The ceiling joist must be capable of bearing the weight. Consider consulting a structural engineer if there's any doubt. Joist hanger must be appropriately sized and securely fastened. Use lag bolts or through bolts with washers for maximum holding power. Distribute the weight as evenly as possible. If using chains or cables, ensure they are rated to support the fixture's weight with a safety margin. Regularly inspect the installation for any signs of stress or loosening. Address any issues promptly to prevent the fixture from falling. And always prioritize safety. Turn off the power, wear appropriate safety gear, and don't hesitate to call a professional if you're uncomfortable with any part of the process. Remember, a well-installed fixture not only looks good but also provides years of safe and reliable service.